This video is made for adult collectors because I'm still wearing my watch. I don't need to be. This one's kind of uncomfortable. I gotta stop wearing it. So, you know the Optimus from TF1? This Deluxe right here. I had this Deluxe for a while, and I thought it was and mine had a whole bunch of loose joints, like loose shoulders, loose hips, loose bicep swivels, and so on. And when my friend Mikey came over for TFCon, he looked at mine, and he was like, why the hell is yours so floppy and weird? So he sold me his, and I got rid of mine. But he also did this thing where he 3D printed these little attachment pieces back here, so this doesn't fall off anymore. So now I really like this thing with like a solid copy of it and that little upgrade kit. This thing is awesome. This though, I was actually kind of looking forward to this thing, mainly because I had such a rough experience with the Optimus Prime, again, that I've replaced with a much better copy now. But Pax here just feels like a lot didn't get finished properly. Like, he looks cool, but that can only really get you so far. Oh, this is from my friend and famous TikTok star Dennis, who got this on Amazon US for me. But yeah, looks... this pretty much nails that. He looks exactly like Orion Pax with that nice cherryish red and the deep blue. The gray has a slight metallic tinge to it. Might just be how they've glossed it up, but it doesn't look super boring. Speaking of boring, ever think your figures might look a bit boring? Well, how about some stickers, but actually good ones? Okay, come on, that segment was actually pretty good. This video is sponsored by Toy Hacks. They make ton of labels for so many different Transformers, and they change so much. Like, here's the unstickered versus stickered sides of Studio Series Last Night Nemesis Prime, and how they just add way more interesting colors to Bludgeon and Needlenose. You can check them out linked below. There are plenty of discount codes around and sometimes even cool promos. But thank you very much, Toy Hacks, for sending me these sticker sheets and sponsoring this video. Now back to the actual toy. The red wheels are a choice. I know they're on the red palm sprue or whatever, but they still just stick out to me and look a bit ugly. He feels fine though. He's a shorter deluxe, so it feels like they put a bit more into the plastic they made him out of. Nothing on the robot feels brittle in any way. I don't like the high heels he's got going on. I know it's so that the feet can fold away, but man, he's just like dressed for some fancy party, but only in the lower legs. I just don't vibe with that. Also, I'm writing this at the airport coming back to Toronto from LA, and someone is hacking up a lung in my terminal. I really hope I don't get sick. The smokestacks were packed separately, but they're just on 5mm pegs, so that means they can just flick off whatever they want, because they're short 5mm pegs and my copy just has no grip on them. You rotate them and then poing, they just come out. Head sculpt is nice. It's bang on to what I would want, and I have absolutely no issue with it. And the light piping's cool too. He has his mining drill saw thing, which is cool. Both saw blade thingies can spin separately, which surprised me. I thought they were just going to be one solid piece that spun together. Now, the size. Normally, this wouldn't bother me very much because I get what they're going for. Canonically, as far as I'm aware, he is smaller in this mode than he was as Optimus Prime, but making Prime as a deluxe means they've kind of just killed any form of scale for the Orion and eventual D16, because we're probably going to get one of those eventually. This thing is, it's just way too short now compared to some others, especially B127 and Alita, who I don't have anymore. But that really isn't a solvable problem for this toy, because it springs back to Prime and Megatron being deluxes. If they were like slightly taller Voyagers, then this would have been a slightly taller deluxe, and it would have probably scaled better with everything else. At the end of the day, scale usually doesn't bother me too much, but next to the rest of the TF1 gang I still have, he just looks kind of fucked. So the articulation on this guy is pretty good. Like, I have no issues with it, except for the midsection. Weird stuff. You know the biggest problem this guy had with his hip skirt, and it kept falling off, so my friend printed me these pieces. Yeah, it just does that here too. It's not pinned in again, it's just friction pegged, and not the strongest friction peg in the world, so you go a little bit too high for it, it will pop right off. The head is on a ball joint. The ball goes into the torso, not into the head, but even still, you get some very nice tilt out of it. You can rotate. It's really tight on my copy, but you can do a full 360. You can look up that far and you can look down that far. These shoulders, they are on swivel joints. So they can do a full 360 degrees. That way they can go out, and I do like how they rounded this off underneath. Why is my focus having so much trouble? But I do like how they rounded this off underneath to sort of fill in that space. That's cool. There is a bicep rotation, although it rotates at that angle for transformation. It does look weird. He does have double jointed elbows. You do have a wrist hinge that can go in and out, as well as a rotation. So if you want to like rotate the arm this way so we can point something, you can totally do that. Here we get to the fun and interesting stuff, the waist joint. So it's more a transformation hinge, less an actual waist joint, because of the axis it rotates on. Yeah, that's no. This is weird. This is just so weird, and you can't do a full 360 because of the backpack, but why would you want to do that? But like, you know, a normal waist joint happens in the center. This is ugh. He's just dying when he does that. Every time he breaks his back, it's weird. The hip skirt is it fell off. The hip skirt is one solid piece to allow the hips to go forward that far. They can go back that far. They can go out. He can do a full split. You do have above the knee swivel. You get 90 degrees of bend at the knee. It does click into place for transformation. And then the feet, they can go forward. They can't really go back, and you have an ankle tilt. Everything about this articulation-wise is great. I just don't like this, and I don't like how this is so easy to just, like, come off. I really wish they would have fixed that, because that was the biggest issue on this dude. Sentinel Prime, get out of shot. It was the biggest issue on this dude, and, you know, it's still present here. Even though they don't share, like, anything except for maybe where the grill comes from in truck mode. Yeah. So yeah, I like the way the robot looks and it functions mostly okay, but the height and some of the articulation choices in the torso just really bother me. But when it comes to the alt mode, this is where I take massive issue with this thing. Its transformation isn't the most fun, especially in the arms, and well, this is now just becoming a Comic Alley trade-in figure. I honestly will just be getting rid of this. Before we do his transformation real quick, I want to talk about something funny. So I went to the Peterson Automotive Museum in LA when I was at TFCon, and Dennis, my friend Dennis, and I were there, and we saw this car that looked exactly like this. I'll put it up on screen here. And I didn't know this was based off something that existed, but there you go. Anyways, this transformation, it solves the problem of having the arms out to the side, like the Studio Series, like these are both Studio Series figures, but like the old Deluxe, where the arms are just hanging out here. This solves that issue by tucking them inside, but because of that, everything else just kind of feels a bit shit. So to start with, we're going to fold the toes in and then flip up the feet like that. They're going to click into place. What we're going to do here at the back is tuck the head into place like that, bring this panel up, and then bring this section up the whole torso, and then pull the arms at the shoulder down and bring this entire assembly here at the front. Then you're going to take this roof section, bring it up, and it will peg into place there. Then you want to take this little really crappy bit in the middle and bring it. Oh, there goes the hip skirt. Come on, there it is. So once you get that all together, you want to rotate the, oh, that knocked it off again. Rotate the waist stay on 180 degrees, and then this will just sort of tuck under here for now, just to get it out of the way. Then the arms, you want to bring them back and around so that the smokestacks are facing towards the grill. Then you want to fold the arm in and just click it into place. Then bring this down. Now there's this gap right here that's gonna go into this thing. What is this like goalpost? But it likes to work on one side and then it doesn't like to work on the other side. This is annoying. I've almost snapped this piece like 3 times because it straight up just doesn't want to go in on my copy. It's really annoying. Trying to get all this lined. Oh, now the other side's come undone. Trying to get this whole thing lined up and slotted into place, because you can't really see what's going on down there. Even I can't. Like, it's hard on camera. It's even harder in person to visualize where this is supposed to go. And then it doesn't like, oh, for God's sakes, doesn't like staying in place. I'm trying to fill the empty space with words so I can get this. Oh, stupid. No, it's still not in yet. It's still not in. Get in this. I'm doing this off camera. I did it. I got it snapped in eventually. But once that's in place, the shoulders are going to sit at a very slight angle inward, and I can't fix that. But once that's in place, we're going to bring the waist back down, and it's going to hug these little bits here, just to peg all that into place. We're going to then bring the legs, stay in place, bring the legs up, unpeg them, because they need to peg into the crotch section here on both sides. So now that they're angled up, you're going to then bend this down a click, and it's going to stay in place. Let's just fold that down there. And there you go. That's it. That's the transformation. I hate doing this part in the middle, and I think that looks hideous. Yeah, no. I really don't like this. If you like it, that's great. I'm happy you like it. Honestly, I don't actually know what the internet buzz on this guy is, but personally, yeah, it looks very unfinished and weird looking, not to mention tiny as hell. He does roll pretty well, and you can store the big drill thing on the back, which is cool, but the process of getting it here isn't the most fun, and the result ain't that much better. Next to Optimus, and yeah, they solved the hands going away on this new one, but now the sides are just exposed skeletal structure. Honestly, now that I have a new Prime figure that isn't loose as hell and has like Mikey 3D printed parts on it, I love this Prime and I'm gonna keep it, and it's gonna be my TF1 Optimus. Pax though, I don't know if I'd recommend it unless you're really into collecting the TF1 guys, or you just want a small pocket Orion Pax, because it's good for that. But it is, I don't think, worth how much money the asking price is, and it's just a bit of a mess. But that's been my look at TF1 Orion Pax. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.